Welcome, Tapan.
Good morning, Shreya ma'am.
Good afternoon, Tapan.
Yeah, good afternoon.
So, hello everyone. Today we have Mr. Tapan Patni. I can proudly say Tapan is our ex-student of Parul Polytechnic Institute. He was our 2012 batch student and he has completed his diploma in PPI in 2015. Then after he has done his BTech in IT. Then after he has worked in various good companies. First of all, he has started his experience with internship in many good companies. Then after officially he has worked as an engineer in Rapider Cloud Solution Private Limited as a manager service cloud engineer. Then after he has also worked at Credential Solution Industries as a full-time cloud engineer. And now he is doing his best in cloud computing in Dev iOS. So, Mr. Tapan Patni, you can share your knowledge with us.
Yeah, sure. Just a moment, let me share my screen. I hope my screen is visible. Hello, Shreya ma'am. Is my screen visible?
Yes, it is visible.
Yeah. So, hey, hi, good morning, friends. Good afternoon to everyone. First of all, I would like to thank Parul University to give me this wonderful opportunity again to deliver my skill through webinar. And special thanks to Miss Molika and Sriya Patel to give this chance to coordinate this webinar. I hope you and your family are safe and sound. I am Tapan Patni, a DevOps team lead at Dev Information Technology and a certified AWS solution architect. I am working into this field and have 4 plus years of experience in the area of DevOps and cloud computing. For more update on my career, you can check my LinkedIn profile. For trending topics on IT, you can visit my blogs where I keep posting all latest upcoming technology in very simple words that is a layman also can understand. The concepts and how they are used in the world of IT. You can find both my LinkedIn profile and blog links on your screen as well as into the description down below. Introducing to our today's webinar topic as mentioned on your screen, all about DevOps. I know how boring the webinars and expert lectures are. I have also passed from the same situation as Sriya madam told. Like I was a ex-student from the Parul of 2012 batch. So I have made very limited slide with more interesting concept and learning. Also, we would have this session as interactive session. So I would request you all to get ready with all your notepads and pens so that you don't miss important parts and quickly note it down for future references. Hope you will enjoy this session and learn new fundamentals in the field of IT and DevOps. You can raise your queries into below comment box, which I will get at the end of the session. Don't forget to like the webinar and show your love. So let's get started. Okay, today we would be looking at very interesting and emerging technology that is DevOps, as you all know from the topic. Nowadays, DevOps is the culture all companies are looking for and also is the one of the highest paid technology all over the world. Also, as less people know what is DevOps and has high demand into the market, this is the one of the most trending and futuristic trend of all next gen technology. You know, without DevOps, it's impossible to deliver software at a short notice and without any downtime. How? Okay, everyone would have this question, how? We will learn and see in coming slides. So without wasting much more time, let's directly jump on our today's topic, that is DevOps. In this session, we will be discussing about topics like what is DevOps and how DevOps works, what actually term software means, and how software being developed in IT industry. Then we will see different environments in software, that is software development life cycle. Why nowadays DevOps is required and so much important part in software development industry. How DevOps is tightly integrated with uh, development task, operation task, and QA. So I know like you all won't be getting these terms, but don't worry, guys. We will, see all these difficult terms with a very simple and easy uh, description in the coming slides. What do you actually mean by term automation, and how DevOps helps to make software development lifecycle easy and reliable with just one click? Then we will see some pros and cons for manual and automation testing. What is CI in DevOps? What is CD in DevOps? And finally, most awaited and interesting topic which everyone would be waiting for is tools used for automation, where they are used, and why we have so much demand of this kind of tools in IT industry. And finally, frequently asked questions and some queries from our comment section. I hope looking at these all topics interest you more and excite you to learn more on new IT topics like this. As we are about to start our today's webinar, I would request you all to show some love and hit that like button and drop down your valuable comments below, as this motivates me to make valuable content like this and improve myself to deliver you the best of mine. So let's get started into today's topic for which we are gathered for, all about DevOps. Okay, so as you can see my screen, very first question, what is DevOps? If anyone knows, drop down your answer into comment box and I'll read every answer at the end of the session. I hope everyone is ready with the note and pen. So let's start. First of all, let me impress you with the fact that DevOps is not a technology nor a tool which can be used or learned. Amazed, right? So, what is DevOps exactly? Well, DevOps is a culture, or you can say set of rule which can be followed during development of any new or existing application or software. I'm sure you all have learned SDLC, that is Software Development Lifecycle Model, in your current or previous semester, or will be learning in upcoming semesters, where there are many models like RAID, waterfall, spiral model, and many more. You would be thinking that what's the point discussing SDLC here? We are here to know about DevOps, right? So let me tell you. DevOps follows agile method, where every process like development, operational task, QA task, and many other tasks are divided into small parts called sprints. Now, what are sprints? Sprint is nothing but you can say a smaller part of a big epic or a story which client actually wants or demands for the implementation, which enables in best practice output uh, with continuous delivery without any downtime at any time and anywhere from just a one click. Now, you all would be thinking that what you mean by continuous delivery, correct? Well, don't worry. We would be discussing into our coming slides in more details. Just make a note to write this kind of important terms for your future references. These terms are very important, like what is SDLC, what is continuous delivery, because DevOps is based on all these terms, and these terms make very interesting in further slides. Well, don't worry, we would be discussing these all things in the coming slides. So, as told earlier, DevOps is just a set of rules and practice made to combine operational and software development with just one click by making work automate and reduce manual efforts for continuous integration and continuous delivery. Guys, please note this down. Continuous integration is also a very important term. Okay, here is one more new term, as I told you, continuous integration. Just note it down and remember it. DevOps enables the quality in software and application due to its agile methodology used as SDLC. Okay, so also note this down as the agile methodology. Now, I hope everyone is with me till now. So without wasting much time, let's see what is software. Well, we all use software in day-to-day life. Also use this term, but do not really know this term what actual software means. Currently, whatever OS you are using is also a software, and your browser where you are watching this webinar is also a software. Not only that, you are running many softwares into the software. Okay, this is too much complicated, right? And confusing. Let me deliver you in some easy understandable words. Software is nothing but a collaboration of data or instruction that tells application like computer, any machine, hardware, website, how to work. Got it? Software is nothing but a collection of data or a instruction, a set of instruction or a data that tells application like computer, if any machine like nowadays we work on artificial intelligence, any washing machine, air conditioner, everything is a smart now. So whatever application or software are used to make it automate is a software. Software are being prepared in different environments before it reaches to end user, which is called as production environment, where user like us consumed it, which means that before consuming that final output, the final product, it goes through various processes, various steps, various quality test, etc. Don't worry, we will look into it in the further slides. Let's see how many environment a software goes through before reaching to us. Okay, so as you all can see on the screen, very first environment is local, which means a developer will first draft or start coding in his or her local machine. For example, in your practical laboratories in college, you must be typing the codes in C, C++, Java, Python, etc., PHP, right? And you are saving that all code to your local machine, which means the very first draft or a developer which drafts a very first code is saved or stored into the local machine. Once code is ready with the basic modules and functionality, it is been deployed in development environment. So we have a second environment, which is also known as a development environment, where multiple developers codes is been combined to enable a final outcome. For example, one website or one software is divided into 5 modules, right? It is not next to possible to complete all 5 modules with just one developer. So multiple developer works on a different module, and every developer combines their code in the development machine, ultimately resulting to merge all 5 codes, all 5 modules into a one single piece of code. After many iteration, from local to development area. Like obviously it's never possible that on a very first go uh, your code would be on a success or without any error, right? So after many iteration from local to development area, a single piece of code is prepared, merging all modules functionalities and sent to testing environment for further process, as I told you, right? Now, in testing environment, someone from QA QC will start testing on the final code provided. So every code has authenticity or verification that the code is used with the minimal line of code. It is using functionalities, methods, and user defined functionality, etc. things, correct? Also, it also ensure that some of the methods are unused in the code, which increases in the line of code, so that are also removed in the QA testing and things. So finally, code provided by the developer module by module using manual and automated testing. Now, testing environment, some QA QC will start testing, and by manual and automation testing, they will provide the final output that the code is good to deliver ahead in the next environment or not. Once the code is tested and QA reviews the report, so it also gives the report, right? If they find any vulnerability or bugs, so report have the vulnerability and the bugs in the existing code, it is sent back to the developer area, right? So just imagine a code having a bug or vulnerability or a loophole, right? We can't deploy it direct to production, so again it is the cycle is given to the development area, where again developer works on the bugs and errors and try to fix it out. This cycle in the loop until finalized QA does not approve. So until QA or QC person does not approve this code, it is not approved to deployed on any production environment. The code health and give the green signal to be published into the production. Once QA approves the code, the next stage is staging environment. So as you can see on the screen, the next is you can say that staging environment as a staging model, pre-prod, external client, acceptance, demo environment, etc. things. So all these names are the same. Here, once QA approves the code, the next stage is staging environment, or even you can say as a pre-prod, where internal user uses the application and give the feedback. So the also you can say as a a beta stage or a beta environment, where some of the prime user are given to access and give the feedback. Here you can say application is in beta version, where user feedback is taken, and upon the feedback it's decided to release the same software in production or end-to-end user for minor or major changes. So as I said, this is a beta version, right? Where we collect the user feedback, that how the application is as it is as expected, or do we require any change. So there is a client interaction as well as a user feedback. Upon the feedback, it's decided to release the same software in production for end user, or need to redevelop for minor or major change, as I said. This was the last stage of software development lifecycle, and this is how a software is released for end user to use. I hope till now everything is clear. As you saw, the whole process is too long and difficult terms, and involves difficult levels, which eventually enables more difficulty and high chance for human error. Just imagine deploying all the way code from local to development area and then integrate with testing, staging, and then finally with the production. If a human is working 24 cross 7 as well, but there would be always a room for the human error to occur. I hope you all are understanding and are with me so far. I try my best and easy way I could make this slide as much as easy I could. Please leave your comments if you did not understand any part or want me to repeat it again for you. Okay. So why DevOps is required? So we saw what is DevOps, what is software, all the environment uh, from which a software or application goes through. But here's the actual question arise: where does we require the DevOps here? You all must be thinking why we are discussing what is software and its different environment. What is role of DevOps? Here we have gathered for develop DevOps and where is DevOps, right? So here where DevOps comes into the movie. Before that, let's discuss little about operational task, as it is also a major part of a DevOps, because as I told, DevOps is the combination of development plus operations, right? So what actually operation tasks are? Operational tasks are nothing but stability, reliability, and performance of the IT assets used during development process by developer. These assets can be on premises or over cloud and varies companies to company. It completely depends on the companies whether they want on premises server or over a cloud, right? If you are interested in cloud, I have already taken a webinar on cloud computing and virtualization. Do check out. You will find links in description or somewhere in the I button. So now, as you all know how development works, what roles comes under the operational task, right? I am making it clear, like we already discussed what is software development task, and currently we just discussed about what are the operational tasks. But here you guys even thought of how operation and development are combined, correct? Have you ever guys thought that we have one server, we have our code ready by the developers, but how a developer can merge the code to the operational or a hardware on premises or a cloud? As just imagine deploying code module by module from number of developers merging it manually to a single piece of code and then redeploying to different environment. We already saw, right, that how many environment we have. This manual process is too much time taking and as well as increase in human efforts, right, which eventually leads into lower quality of software as well as untimely delivery, because you know human tendency is we will do it, we will work it, and it is not on a timely manner, right, with lower efficiency. Human errors are 100%, so it's always a room for a lower efficiency and more human power with less efficiency, right? Here where DevOps is used and play a very important and major role, where using automation tools and platforms in different phases of software development lifecycle, it makes very easy and reliable to the code just on a click. So we can release a code, a piece of code, or multiple modules just by one click. from anywhere. What tools are used in which part of software development, we will look into coming slides. Do not worry and just be with me. Let's see what different phases are there in software development and how DevOps is involved tightly among all phases and make process smoother, faster and automated. I would now request you all to grab your notepads and pens because now coming slides are very, very important and will be helpful for your future references. Okay. So now, as you all can see on my screen, we have infinite loop of DevOps combining different phases of development and operational operations. Let's see every process in detail and its working. First is planning phase, as self-explanatory. This is a phase where client gives the requirement and the organized plans the model. Okay, so in planning phase, client, there is a normal discussion between the organization and the client, that what actually client requirement is, what they want the output. A normal discussion, where business executive BE team is involved, business executive things, right? Here tools are used like MS Office, Google Sheet, Smart Sheet, etc. Okay, this phase is just for the documentation purpose, where the data are being gathered from the client and organization. Once the data are collected and organized, next comes continuous feedback, which again is a part of planning phase only. But here the client requirement is being analyzed and have continuous feedback and finalize on the plan. In this phase, uh, tools like Slack are used for the better communication, or you can say easy communication with client one to one. You must be aware about WhatsApp. Everyone nowadays are using WhatsApp, correct? The Slack is somewhat like, you can say WhatsApp. uh, it enables the messaging service, it enables video call, chat, everything. You can directly chat with client one to one, face to face, sharing your screen as well. And it's very easy to use, same as the WhatsApp, but just Slack is used for the professional purposes. Then is the next operational task. When required requirements are divided among tickets, and that tickets are assigned to group of different teams. Let me share you with the example. So client shares the plan, right? Further, the plant involves many teams, right? Depending on the team, ticket are further divided, among the groups. And first of all, tasks are divided into tickets, and then these tickets are assigned to group or different teams according to the task. For example, creating servers and IT assets are given to the operational teams. Development related tasks are given to development team. Same as QA related tasks are given to QA QC team. Then is marketing, sales, etc., respectively. Here tools like Snow, Jira are used. These are some ticketing tools which are widely and very famously used, as these are very important tools used in day-to-day life in any organization to integrate development and operation in a smooth process. I hope you all are taking notes on all these tools, as these are very important tools which are used in every IT industry by the organization in day to day life. So please make sure to note these tools down. Also, tools are visible on your screen as well. As the I hope you all are taking notes on all these tools, correct? Next comes the development phase. In this phase, tasks are divided into modules, and each modules are divided into sprint, as discussed earlier in this presentation. I hope you all are with me till now. Development phase is where the operational teams deploys the code. Understand? Again, development phase is where the operational teams deploy the code created by development team to the infrastructure using different platforms like Kubernetes, Docker, Cloud, etc. Right? So, what is development phase? Development phase is nothing but uh, involves the operation teams to uh, create and deploy the code developed by the development team to the infrastructure used using different platforms. Okay. Once the deployment is completed, here comes the role of developer using the continuous integration pipeline, that is CI, what we are going to discuss in the further slides. Okay. So what is continuous integration? It is nothing but a phase or a pipeline where DevOps engineer write a piece of code to make infrastructure get ready just on a click on different platforms. This code are written using different languages like Java, Python, Go language, web, bat script, shell script. There are many scripting language. So these all programming language and basic fundamentals are very important for any DevOps in using these tools. Tools used for CI, that is continuous integration, are Jenkins, JMeter, JUnit, and many more. Now coming to the main and last part of the chain, that is build. This is the phase where the code is deployed by different developers and merged together to make a final application as per client requirement. Okay, so here in the build phase, multiple codes or modules from different developers who are developing and making the code to run the application are merged into a single build. And different tools used in this phase are Git, GitHub, GitLab, Bitbucket, Eclipse, Sprouse, etc. There are many more, right? So yeah, but these are very major and main tools which are open source as well as used by uh, multiple organization like Git, GitHub, Bitbucket. These all are open source tools. Using these tools, developer create the code into their local branch and then merge the code to the master branch, where master branch is nothing but a single branch combining all codes submitted by developers into a single code. Got it? So as we are discussing that multiple developers work on multiple codes, multiple modules, right? Then how a single code we are able to see? So merging multiple local branch where the developer develops the code, it is being combined to a one single branch known as a master branch. Okay. Once the code is ready with the help of different developers, it is sent to QA QC team for the code quality check and validate all the functionality as per the client requirement. If there the QA fails, the whole cycle is repeated again. As you can see, this is a infinity, right? DevOps is somewhat a culture which is infinity. It is not some tools, technology, or platform. It is a culture. It is infinity. If QA fails, this whole cycle is repeated again. And if all the test cases are passed, then this code is ready to be deployed on the production environment. This is how DevOps works smoothly without any downtime and tightly integrated between all the phases using automation just on a click. So, what is automation? In general terms, automation means the process which reduce all kind of human efforts. How does automation helps DevOps? Okay. Well, as explanatory in earlier slide, DevOps automation is the culture that is performed with less human efforts and focused on code thinking. Things works in automate using different tools and platforms, which we already saw. Correct. This facilitate feedback loops because operational task and development team are create a tight integration between them, and the iterative between iterative update can be deployed faster on application in different environment just on a click from anywhere in the world. Got it? What is automation and why automation plays a very important role in DevOps? I hope I am not going too fast. Let's see difference between manual and automation. Okay. Manual task always requires human power and large team. Whereas in automation, half the strength can work or make things automated using tools and platform. Here the cost is paid for the tools and the platform. Whereas in manual, we pay for the human effort and a large team. Manual is always time consuming and also less efficient due to increase in human error. Whereas automation increase the efficiency to deliver the application with zero downtime and more deployment, operational and testing tasks. As already discussed, manual is not so accurate, hence it is less reliable. We can't rely on the manual or human effort task, whereas automation is more reliable as it is performed using tools and scripts. Manual does not require high skill employees, also due to that its pay is very low, right? Whereas automation engineer has a high pay and requires years of experience and expertise to perform. Correct. Manual does not require coding or scripting skills. Correct. Whereas in automation, it requires high scripting skills, and you also should have different tools and platforms experience to acquire the automation industry. I hope you all know now what DevOps is and why it is so important nowadays in any organization. If you still have some queries, let me know in comment section below. Also, I have written a wonderful blog on all about DevOps. Do check out. Links are in the bio, whereas you will get to know more on how things works in real IT industry. Show some love and support to create informative content like this. All your feedbacks are most valuable and much appreciated, which keeps motivating me and create more content like this for you and improve myself. So let's keep moving on to our next topic. What is CI in DevOps? As discussed in slides, CI is a major part of DevOps, where CI stands for continuous integration, which is a development process which requires developers to integrate code into a source control management system. Now, what is source control management system? It is nothing but, you can say, a tool to control the code deployment or developed by the developers and merge into a single branch known as a master branch, as we already talked, right? What is a master branch? There are two types of source control. First is centralized source control management system, and second is distributed source control management system. The concept of centralized system is that it works on client server relationship. The repository is locally stored at one place and provide access to many clients, right? So it works on a client server relationship model, where just imagine if the server fails, all the developed code by the developers fails, or we have the higher chances of missing the code. The best example of centralized source control management system is SVN, or you can say subversions. Whereas in distributed source control management systems, every user systems has a local copy of the repository in additional to the central repository on the server side. So again, distributed is the combination of the local and centralized repositories. Advantage here is the centralized server is crashed or somehow data has been lost, we cannot recover the data from local repository. Whereas distributed source control management have the ability to retrieve the data from local repositories, or you can say local branches. We have many tools like CI. We have many tools for CI like Git, Bitbucket, GitHub, Spruce, etc. And all these are the best example for the distributed source control management system. With help of these tools, each commit is then verified automatically, allowing developers to detect problems earlier. Let's look at next slide, where we will learn about CD. What is CD in DevOps? So CD is nothing but also known as continuous delivery. This is the part of DevOps cycle where the important process of deploying source code, which we saw in CI process, developed by the developers in different environment automatically. How it is deployed, we already saw in above slides in different environments, right? Let me know if you still have any query understanding the same. So Valve knows as most trending tools used for development of code to environments are Jenkins, JMeter, Chef, Bamboo, and there are many others, right? So some well-known and most trending tools are, as I said, please note it down. These are very important tools. Jenkins is most and widely used platform and also is open source. This is the reason why DevOps is so much in demand. Most of the tools are open source. That means you can consume it freely. As we have different environment like development environment, staging, production, right? CD helps to deploy code in automated manner, where with one click code starts deployment, running all QA checks and passing through one environment to another after the approval. This helps to guarantee that the software can be released and deployed as per customer demand and at any time from anywhere. If the code has some bugs, are in not in the best quality, tools automatically sends back the feedback to the developer for the required change with some suggestion, which makes development and operation task quicker and faster. Using this method of DevOps, team will always be ready on delivering software to the production on client demand with the best quality. I hope everyone is clear on what is CI and what is CD in DevOps. These two terms are very important part of DevOps, and all DevOps cycles comes under this CI/CD process. So guys, we are almost to our last slide and learn all the way DevOps. Keep little more patience and let's see famous and most used tools for automation in DevOps. I know you all were waiting for this slide, so we won't waste any more time. Take a final note on these all tools. This will help you to know and learn more deeply. Starting with planning phase, where we all generally use Microsoft Office, Office 365, Google Sheet, Smart Sheet, and many more, right? Then comes code. So where we have tools like Confluence, Jira, Git, where we can put the code or we can commit the code, right? As we saw, like master branch, local branch, we all are being stored at Git. Next is build environment. In build phase, there are many tools like Maven, JFrog, Nexus, and many more. This all platform helps in building the code and deploy it to any operational task. Coming to most important part, that is QA. QA is very much important part plays in DevOps, or you can say testing, where most of the company use tools like Selenium, JMeter, JUnit, Catalan, and all these platforms are based on Java language. So again, Java is one of the most used and most demanding language in the field of IT. Next is release. This is also one of the most important part of DevOps, where development is integrated with operations, where platform like Jenkins, CodeShip, Bamboo, these all are used widely. Next comes the deployment phase, where console like Docker, Kubernetes, AWS, Azure Cloud are used. So I already have taken a webinar with the help of Parul University on the same cloud environment. So I would recommend you all to go and watch that as well for interesting cloud and virtualization. Coming to operations, here tools like Chef, Ansible, Kubernetes are used. And the last part of DevOps is monitoring, where platform like Nagios, Splunk, Datadog, Grafana, Thanos, Instana, AppDynamics, and many more. So there are many tools used in automation, but depending on industry to industry which they use, but all the base are scripting languages like Python, Java, Shell script, Bat script, Go language, etc. So it's most important to learn any programming language and clear the fundamentals. Hence, DevOps cycle keeps revolving to the infinity and delivers the software at its best. As we also on this all phase are infinity and repeated in agile method. So in agile method, all goes in the infinity loop where the code, the application, the software is always in the review and the QA state. Here we come to the end of our presentation. I hope you like it. Also, you learn a lot new concept of DevOps, how software are made, and how does IT industry works. I would recommend you to visit my blogs if you find this presentation valuable and interesting. There I have written many blogs on trending topics like this. Also, for further interaction, let's get connected professionally over LinkedIn, where we can communicate and discuss upon your queries in person. All the links are mentioned on your screen as well as in the description. Don't forget to like and leave your valuable feedbacks in the comment section below. Let's see to our comment section and solve some queries asked by you. So, Shreya ma'am, is there any queries?
Yes, Tapan. Our students that which are the upcoming technology or which is a good language for making the projects.
Okay, so let's go to previous this slide. So as I told, like uh, all the basic concepts lies in the scripting languages. So there are many scripting languages, but to clear the fundamentals and basic, the most important language what I would recommend and which is also easy to learn is Python and Java. Java is a little more difficult than Python, but Python is a very easy scripting language where anyone can learn and learn this technology. So most of the tools and platforms uses uh, shell script, bat script, Python scripting, Java scripting, Go language. So these all scripting language are more important and requires the knowledge.
Okay. And one more question. Where we have to capture in database. Centralized database system is good or distributed database system is good.
Okay, so this one, correct? So there are two types of database system, that is centralized and distributed. So what is the difference between the centralized and distributed is centralized store, or first of all, centralized works on the client server model, where we all are client, who all are the developer are the client, and the server is where the data is being stored. But just imagine if that server gets crashed, or somehow data has been lost. So the whole data or development is have the lot more chances to lose the data. Whereas in the distributed system, we have the chances to recover all the data using the local repositories. So many organizations use centralized, as well as many organizations use distributed, depending upon the organized by organization. Also distributed, I would say, is more reliable and is open source than the centralized data system, where centralized has the advantage that it gives more security and reliability on the distributed, as distributed is open source and can be used by anyone like GitHub, etc.
Okay, thank you very much, Tapan, for giving your valuable time and the knowledge. And again, we are thanking to the Parul University and our HOD ma'am, Principal Jatin sir, Academic Director. Thank you very much, all of you. And thank you, Tapan. And we are ended this webinar. Thank you.
Thank you, Malika ma'am. Thank you, Paru University, to give this platform.
Thank you.